I sure can.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I couldn't hear you at all. I didn't know if you were... Yeah, I just heard myself.
Do you have your mic set up? The mic that you're using?
Yep. You using OBS?
It's probably the setup you have. You there? Oh, I got it on mute. I'm sorry. Probably OB.
How about now? Can I hear me on my YouTube stream now? Let's find out. Apparently not.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. I heard.
All right. It was a matter of selecting the right output channel. You know, whatever
Gotcha.
line 1, 2, 3 in the mixer. And apparently I changed it when Rusty suggested, and maybe I didn't save. Maybe I didn't save. Well, okay. So we just had a raid.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right. So we're demonstrating one of the mods. Plant easily, lets you pick easily too. And this is because we have a lot of hogs and puppies and need of food, which needs carrots and turnips and whatnot. We're at the edge of the swamp. We're trying to grow the best food now. Alright, so sorry about all that. Apparently there was some additional something in settings to do that I just did finally. So now you're able to hear me. I think I saved something wrong. Wrong channel output, maybe number 1, 2, 3. So here we are. So when I started off, we were running up in the mountains, the hills of the Black Forest, getting the core wood I need to do my timber framing for my house. I found a house too, and it didn't have the axe head in it. I did find one. I gave it to Rusty because that's his style. I like those things a lot, but I'm more of a range guy. He's doing great running the map with that. He's early access, right? He's doing great with that. So logs. Is this tank? Yeah, you found the hammer that I left for you? I told you about
I
it.
was wondering.
I told you about it. Real subtle, man. Real subtle. This is him with his crafting hammer. Tiniest tank. He's role playing as a dwarf, I guess. You know, just like Sven Dvergr is role playing as a Dvergr. That's a Viking dwarf. You're not role playing though. He's for reeling it as a short person. So anyway, I figured I'd give you your crafting hammer and it'd be hilarious.
Like, yeah, what's this
He's like, what the hell is this? That's your craft hammer, what?
Always losing this thing.
Yeah. So we have enough. I mean, I need to feed them, but that's the reason why I've kept making carrots in the farm. I found one of those raggedy stumps, and there was a 1-star boar, and I chased and kited him around and around the stump. Jump up on it. Finally, I was able to jump up on it, so he couldn't bite me, and he stayed right there while I threw down fences around him. And then we turn it into this, and then Rusty helped turn it square with the world because it was at an angle, like this angle by accident. I didn't know. So there was a house number 2 over here, the Valheim build house number 2, the one you find one of the axes in. I better take some food before I get some fall damage. That's annoying. And the axe head wasn't in it. I did find it. I just said that a minute ago. But I expanded it 4 wide on the inside, which looks like 6 wide because of these little wings right at the bottom. So I am going to build a house that was a historical barracks found in Denmark. In the Netherlands, actually. And Viking build. There was a earthen fort, and it was to fortify the region before invaders came. They were worried about people coming from Europe and taking over their land, so they made these giant forts with a whole bunch of these particular longhouses. What's up? And they've recreated, the historian builder type people have recreated a particular fort, and I'm going to try to build my version of that. So I can do that in this place. I need to take apart some of this, but the historian I'm working on, his name is Skjalden, Skjalden, and he got in. He's a Viking historian, Viking heritage himself. Got into Valheim to build as best he could in the game mechanics some historical recreations of Viking culture houses. And so I'm going after one of those. It's a longhouse. It's supposed to be 7 wide, but the outside is just kind of a breezeway. So just like that, my wall is there, and there'll be an overhanging roof. So this +1 is just going to be covered. The inside, I'm going to make the outer wall here to here. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I think I've skipped ahead there 1. 5 on the inside, 7 on the outside. And then his is 18 long, and I've mapped that out. All I've done is mapped out this additional, so I can see what am I in for, do I have to clear land and whatever. And so the corner post would be about where I'm standing and going to where tank is standing over there. So I've got a little work to do. I've got to fill this in. Today in stream, I think all I'm going to achieve is the timber frame, which is a lot of work. But hopefully I have enough material. There's nothing in that one. Got a little core wood. Got a little regular wood.
Which one are you going to use more of?
Well, the timber frame's all going to be core wood. I'm kind of mapping it out with the other, but so I've got 1, 2, what was that? 3
Sorry about
chests. Well, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if my voice is annoying. I had to come in here and get it sorted out. I do have my own. I do have my own channel I could go to, but I was able to get this working when I came over here. So.
Oh no, the phone was ringing. I thought you heard the phone ringing.
I didn't hear it.
No,
Oh,
I don't think
okay.
so. We're cool.
Didn't want to interrupt you.
Well, don't mean to bother you guys if you're playing. These are my server mates. That's the pink lady. She's been playing with Rusty and Witchy, and this is Rusty's server for us to do this run all the way to the deep north. Here's where we are on the map. The spawn is down here where you drop in. We fought Ike through there, I guess. And some crazy people took an unauthorized expedition to the north, found stuff they shouldn't have found up there.
Yep.
But we're trying to. We want to scout the perimeter of our island. And so far, we've done. This probably goes who knows how far down there. Because we're at the point of grinding iron really hard, so we keep needing to find more swamp to find more crypts for more iron. And we've been having raids and mob spawn, so we're at the stage of like that. Securing the place with 1-star wolves. Rusty has a really cool wolf trap technique that he's pulled off, and you can see that in his streams. Go over to his servers. His YouTube channel is at Rusty Laser Gaming. RUSTYLASER GAMING. And he's got 350 videos or something. So you want to see somebody who really knows how to play and lead others to success despite themselves, like myself. That's what Rusty and Witchy do. And if you follow them, they might get you into one of their future runs. That's what happened to me. I got into the first one somehow. I don't know. Looked up. Alright, so we've sketched out our perimeter is about here. And 18 is this corner that's right in front of me. If I go 2 more, that'll be 20. Ooh. 18 is what the man does in his video there, Skaljan, which I'm probably mispronouncing. Was 18 long. And that's to here. Well, I plan to go a little bigger because I want to have armory and training room on one side and the mess hall with all the cooking stuff on the other end, and down the middle would be the barracks for crews and squads of Vikings. Well, that means I need a lot of space. I like building it probably more than I need to, you know. Many of us do. So I'm gonna need a little more space.
Your go home.
Go big or go home, yep. So tank is very popular in Rusty World. He's been invited to play a bunch of times in a row. Very, very cool guy. I got in on one, Pink got in on one, and then we got invited back for this. And you know, I'm surrounded by water features. I don't actually need my own little pond in the backyard, so I'm gonna need to run around here, and I'm just gonna fill this in. Need to click this. go. So are you guys wanting to sleep through the nights, or you want to keep working through the nights?
You can sleep if it helps you out, brother.
Well, it is a video,
You can see.
and it's easier to see, and it's smoky fog, so
Yeah, I have no issue.
yeah, it's hard to build and harder to see on screen what someone's building.
One out here. Over here.
Oh, sorry then. You're way out there, and you're outstanding in your field.
Outside of the gate.
Ah,
How did he get out here? This wolf.
we had one of the boars was in the area outside of the pig farm in the between the craft cooking houses. You know, one of our boars. So he got out somehow too. Probably was birthed through the wall, is my guess.
Are you visible on the map, man? I don't see you.
Oh.
There's a
Sorry
target.
about
Oh, no.
that. Not there.
Here, get that guy. It's red. Must be something to attack.
Baby.
Well, I've got 1,500 hours playing Valheim. I usually play slow and solo. I've done some companion runs through. One with one of my friends was pretty quick. I did one where I bred wolves and then bred locks to get to 5 bosses. There weren't 6 and 7 weren't in yet, you know. And then the first one I did was with my son, and we went all the way through. And it was just us two fighting whatever the boss was, and I was usually ranging and he was tanking. And so I did that 3 times through, and then I've done 6 and 7. About 2-3 months ago with Rusty and his crew. And neither of my 2 friends here today, Seth or Pink, were in my run through. There was another guy named Salion, and of course Rusty and Panda and Witchy, and that really was about it. There was somebody who tried to start and couldn't finish, so it was just the 5 of us. And there was someone else, and I'm sorry I can't remember who now. It's one of them things.
It's been a while back now.
3 months ago, man. You'd think I could remember. There was someone else, but it wasn't all the time person, you know? Can't remember the names.
Oh, he's on. Oh, okay.
Do you need help fighting something so we can get to...
Oh, this wolf taking care of everything. Get him back in, but get him back in. Get over here, little guy. It's hard to see at night.
Let's see here.
Go.
Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I've been playing a lot. So this thing occupies your sleep schedule. Things you enjoy tend to fill up your schedule. Right? As far as the floor, I'm going to do the pathin. And so I'm going to do the compacted earth is the kind of historical floor that would be inside the Viking houses. And then outside they might have this stone cobble or something like it on the outside. So this strip where I'm at, I'm going to put this cobble look here in the wings of the buildings. But down inside the building I'm going to do the pathin, so it's compacted earth. And we'll see. If I can't build on that, I'll change it back to this type of dirt that I'm doing level the ground. Because inside the Viking houses, that was the authentic flooring. I tend to like to, if you watch anything on my channel, videos of my Sven playthrough, you can see that I like more authentic build styles. I'm not into... There's some very creative mansions that look really modern that some people make with Valheim. It's a really good building system, but I tend to make older, more authentic looking, best we can tell, Viking buildings. I guess we're not going to sleep through the night, huh?
I'm trying to find my way home.
Oh no.
It's dark. It's cleared up now, but I couldn't.
This is a house with your name on it, Pink. This is where my ping is.
The thing is, I have this wolf with me,
Uh-huh.
and he can't climb the wall. I'm on the other side of the wall, and he can't climb it. I'm sorry.
It's alright. Puppy rescue is legit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to the other. Uh-oh. What are you doing over here?
I was showing you guys the wolves. These are the two I've named, Teufel and Hunden. And if anyone knows the reference, write something in chat or comment to the video if you know what the Teufel Hunden reference means. These are my personal I've claimed them wolves. These guys are unnamed, so I think I'll keep, one pair in each corner, and they have already bred a puppy who's apparently ran off chasing some food mob. So if you guys want to nominate some names in chat live or in comments, later, please do. We'll see what these guys are up to.
No, come in here.
Man, I brought 2 wolves out here to secure this perpetual spawn point from the Grey Dwarves and things like that. It's obvious we just had a shaman and a brute dropped their things that they dropped. Oh, there's a brute out here. There were 2 puppies I brought out here. Now there's 1, 2, 3.
I'll have to lay down.
You can lay down now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's safe.
Alright, well we're close. Running back. So we can get the day light.
I'm laying.
It's almost morning. It's almost, but we still can do the thing. Thank you.
Oh, he's poisoned. How did that happen? It's daylight already. Oh, yeah, you're delayed. My bad.
I'm delayed.
Mm-hmm.
Looking.
Becky left? He left.
He said something about going to another channel, so I wasn't.
Oh.
So he could talk with you, and I wasn't interrupting him, or vice versa. whatever works. Alright, alright, alright. Sun will come out today. So, west, you follow the world tree up over, and that's east. Or it kind of sets over that way, though. Alright. Thanks, guys. I tried doing it earlier and my audio was the problem, so this is working. Those guys went to a different channel, so I'm not bugging them and they're not worried about saying something while I'm doing chat with y'all, watching viewers and watchers. So what we're gonna do today is start the timber frame. I was just bringing up the floor and it looks like I need to do a little bit more. Rusty and Witchy and others have been, you know, of their crew have been doing 7 Days to Die also. Not my thing. I like certain games, I don't like some. So I'm gonna take the wings off, which means these guys are gonna, well, maybe they'll help with that. Let's find out. For destroying, I always like this. I can get a better view of the precise corner. Use it as my target. My bees are doing good. I've got 3 more I could put that I don't have deployed. So how I got that measurement, I went from that corner, went out. I'm going to redo it because, you know, the foundation's just slightly important. What's going on here? I'm not sure that's even here. Yeah, it's sort of a visual bug. Well, alright. Ah, even more wood there. That's where it went. Well, I can do this once I've picked it up. These really should go somewhere else inside. Well, I've either got to lower what's outside or raise what's inside that little bit. I will start by breaking this floor. That's not where I want it. And I decided to stream today because I didn't want to step on Rusty's toes with his 7 days. I didn't even start at the same time. He was going to go at 5:30 out. I went at 7 just to get started. So yeah, I do like to carry a lot of stuff. Had a look at Rusty's inventory. He had only the hotbar lines had an item in them, and then he had a stack of arrows that didn't fit in that. Only the hotbar. It's like, dude, that's pretty impressive. Because of course, everything you carry, let's put it here, slows you down that little bit, even if you're not truly encumbered. When you're close to your capacity, you're much slower than when you're bare, empty, in a naked run, course run. For now, I'm running 2 stamp food and 1 health food, sausages. Got plenty of Dvergr, so I feel like that's my thing. And carrot soup, turnip. Stew. Alright. Alright. So, measure twice. Measure twice means I'm going to take up this floor and check it again. Let's do this. Gonna put this down. I do need to work off this back wall over here. This, let's say this will be my hinge pin corner I'm building everything else off of. So, we need to measure from that. One more, right? Yeah. Now, out here, I'm gonna put a corewood pole on that spot there. If that's the corner I'm measuring off, I can do the outline all the way out here. Whoops. Yeah, see, look at that. That's one reason why. Well, let's see. What would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be right here. Some difference. I guess it's the angled roofs, you know, kind of throwing things off a little bit. Actually, we're going for a timber frame, but that will be the outer wall, so that is one more out. Yeah, just check it. Make sure those are touching the ground. I'll bring it up a little, if not on top of the wood beam, but in the ground. Now, the ends of the house can be, we'll have that overhang, and then I want to skip to I just want to make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside plus 1 on each side. Okay. Yep, yep. And if you were following any of my Sven videos before, you know I was talking about being chill, calm, Asmir, quiet, casual roleplay. I've tried doing a Viking voice and it's like, you know, not good enough, so doing my voice, but I'm playing a character. Not at this moment, I'm saying the chill is my thing. Means there's gonna be moments where I'm doing the thing and not talking to you guys. Not narrating my every breath. Couple more, right? Oh. Is that? Yeah. Looked like it was. Pink is over there in my chat with Ice. 5 stopped by earlier. Said goodbye already. Pink is with Seth, I meant to say. Pink and Ice are the same. I'm thinking about this build, not paying attention to things like that. So, the reason that varies is the eaves of the house problem that we had earlier. So it's time to break off this side of the house. And you'll see where I've hid some of my crafting table upgrades are hiding outside. They have to be within, well, whatever range it is. 5 meters is what we think it is of the crafting station to upgrade it. So the other side of the wall is just fine. Alright, so I probably have to break that one to get my beam down, but we'll see. I can do it this way too. For dragging the wolves around where they really didn't want to come, I made that. We had a heck of a time. We had a raid, and Rusty's hog breeding, raised hog breeding grounds got attacked, and we had to replace all of the hogs. And we had a heck of a time. Salion got on, and I was pushing them up the hill. He was doing a pretty good job of that. But man, that's very hard to do. Because mine survived the raid in my palisade, and his somehow something got a hold of him up there in the sky. So we had to replace the hogs in Rusty's hog breeder, which he later turned directly into his wolf breeder today. And I know if you want to, there's not much in that. If you want a tour of that, please watch Rusty's streams at Rusty Laser Gaming. And I generally call him the boss. He's a good leader. Try to be a good follower, but you know, I'm not anywhere near as good a gamer as him at this or other kinds. Alright, so again, we're trying to timber frame, and these are going to be the wings over the building, the causeway. The side of the building that I've got here hiding behind this is going to be three walls high, 6 meters. These beams are 4, but they're not intended to go up that high. They're going to be a little skirt. And I'm not convinced I'm going to go with 4 meters, actually. That might be kind of a high breezeway. That's one extra, isn't it? Yeah. Whoops. What does it say? I've got 76. And 1,000 all of a sudden. Step around here in range and suddenly I have 1,000 corewood. Which is why I've been grinding corewood for days. Exactly why. Alright, that Let me double check. I think I'm making a mistake there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the inner wall of the house. This is where I want to do that. Which will be... Go away. Which will be... every other one needing a timber frame of the wall of the house. And here's where I have to decide which am I keeping. In the end, perfect. Alright. Now, some of these are going to come out based on probable doors and whatnot. I haven't truly decided if I'm going with the side door or the end doors. The houses, they historically had a center door, not a side door like this. More authentic Viking builds. Yeah. Call it a Langahaus, Viking Longhouse. We call, you know, English we use the word longhouse, but it's Langahaus was how they say it, or said it, wrote it, etc. And in my videos, the story of Sven, the Saga of Sven, a clone of Sven sits atop a tower and tells the story, the epic Viking Saga Poem of Sven being, you know, in the end, obviously, brought to Valheim. Something must have happened to him. But before that, he went to Paris with King Bjorn Ironside. And he built some interesting things to help with the siege, including the ship. And so King Bjorn named Sven his Dvergr. But he was betrayed and didn't make it home, obviously. That's the day he came to Valheim. Could say maybe rescued into Valheim. We can do that. Let's double check. So we got the one wing, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one wing. So 5 inside, 7 outside wide. We've got, should be 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Somebody can't count. You know, I thought we lost one up here from what I had previously done. I thought we lost one because I thought it was going to come out one more. So this end needs to come out one just to get us to 18. And I don't know if I can put 2 back there, so. You know, having those wing windows and roof tapering down does throw you off. And again, we're just timber framing today. I don't know how many hours this will be. 2, 4, 6, 8. To do the rest of it another time. One of the nice things about this core wood, once I get the angled beams anyway, they will not degrade in the rain. But I expect to be running around repairing a lot, green wood a lot, which is okay. Alright, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18. Man, I think what I measured was going for 20. Yeah, 20 would be right in the back wall. So if that's not a doorway, that's what I was looking for. It was 20. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. One more. Man. Well. Time to decide if I'm going to go for 20. It'll be all the way to here. This is not going to be a doorway. Doorway's going to be in the middle. Salion, who I've mentioned, he's built a lovely island fortress out there, and obviously his bridge is going to land right where I'm at, and I'm going to put a entrance to my place right there. So I'm going to go for a +1 actually. Now's the time to get these things sorted out, you know. No workbench in range. Okay. And the lovely moonlight without weather. It's bright enough that we can keep seeing, but if we see feedback in the video saying people couldn't see, we'll adjust and, you know, not do that again, I guess is kind of what I want to say, right? That'll be the corner, yeah. We're just gonna skip that one until I move the box. So that's a pretty authentic technique, if you didn't know, that you would... Oh, wait a minute. How is our math net right now? Oh, because I went off of that and then I added one. Okay. You would build the timber frame first. The house I grew up in, my dad's family, was my Viking heritage. I spell my name the Viking way, is how I explain how it's different from the American way of spelling. Yeah, so that's legit. But let's see. Trying to think and talk about a story at the same time is quite a trick. Admire those people who can do it. My family's home my father built, he was that guy. They were in the middle of building it when I was born. I think I was 6 months old when he completed it and we moved in. And it was timber framed inside, and then when I was old enough and got to go visit my grandparents and see what they were up to, timber framed inside. Gotcha. Saw a flying message that they're sleeping, so I will. Pink and Seth, Seppi, went on to a different voice server, so they're not being annoyed by me. They can chat and do what they're doing together, and none of us are worrying about the other ones interfering with the voice thing, you know, of each other. So that's what's going on over there. I guess this is from the tools I broke down, right? Yep. So, got a lot of good stuff in the house here. I had level 5, I think it was, workbench. Just broke some of the things. And the forge, still level 5. Maybe it was level 4. Yeah, for level 4 and level 5. And fit that in there, and then I had one more bonus to put in the house, and I'm like, you know, I can cram this thing in here. I don't have a hot tub, and I don't have the large stone hearth. Would give me 2 more, so it'd be 13. I think there are 14 up in the big house. So as the sun comes up, we have good weather. I'm going to run over there and show you what we're talking about. I showed earlier, but you weren't hearing me talk, the hog farm I was talking about. There was a stump here, and there was a 1-star boar was chasing me around the stump, and I finally was able to land it. It's kind of hard, tricky to get up on top of them sometimes. Finally got up there, and then I threw down walls really quick to, you know, like this, you know, to trap him. Finally, and then I built a square pin around him. And these are double palisade walls, by the way. You notice there's the wooden wall, like this, the taller one, stuck inside the palisade wall. I can show you that technique sometime. And then we rebuilt it to be square because it was not square with the world. I didn't know it wasn't. I thought it was. So in the last couple of days, we completed the large stone building to keep out raids, which they actually spawn inside. The village is so big now that they spawn inside anyway. I was fighting trolls a couple hours ago with the wolf army. So Rusty and City, the wife, his wife, the wife, have this lovely home up here. Yes, this is a spider. Yep. Lovely home up here. I hung that trophy there. We fought Ike there twice, and I'm like, I know what to do with this thing. But you want to tour inside their house. You don't want to watch their videos and stream at Rusty Laser Gaming. And this is all of their subscribers. They're over 1,000. The ones that they know the name of. Somebody might be in chat and bing, we got a new subscriber, and the guy says, yeah, my name's Deandris and I just subbed to you, and so they'll add the name. Or when you're going to sub to a YouTube person, streamer or video person, you want to check first in your profile as a viewer of YouTube. Your profile has privacy, then we will never see your name to know whose name it is. But if we do see your name, I happen to know Salion is a subscriber of mine. Mama Laser goes by a particular name, Bonnie. Panda, there's Tiny Tank. We all started as subscribers to Rusty. And let's see, my real name is right here in the corner. Last time I looked. Been moved? I just saw it like right here. Suze is one of my subscribers, thank you. Might be watching or will in the future. Anyway, we all started as a subscriber of Rusty, and he started doing this invite to watch, not just watch his videos as he plays yet another speed run almost to the final bosses, but to join him on a server. So he started doing that. And I got in on the very first one of those, apparently, of Valheim. This is where we have some puppies that are breeding. And that was Rusty's hog farm before. Don't want to fall down in there. I have no food on. I want to take care of that. Fall damage will get you when you only have 25. So the portal is so they can come out and harvest the resources once in a while. There's a player named Blast Metal who's building this massive fortifications up here. This is going to be his personal base, but when I said I had a guy, I knew a guy who he needed a lot of stone, and I said I know a guy, and so I went to a troll farm. In the early part of this video stream where I wasn't being heard yet, didn't know it because of some glitch. Wrong button unchecked. Anyway, I was in a quarry that I know a guy was really me mining, and he came in mined, and we had trolls mining the headstone rocks. We did a half dozen such rocks. There's just stone that is the size and shape of a copper, but it's just stone. And we took a half dozen of those out of that quarry, probably 10 by now out of that quarry. And can't remember if we got 2 trolls to mine for us or 3. I'm not really good at doing the dodge thing. I'm learning that trick. I have a much better computer now. That's why I'm giving this a try again. And hopefully it's better quality. What I'm seeing on my little side screen there of YouTube, it's much better quality already. Worth bothering. I do apologize for the quality of some of the early videos of Sven, but you get what you get. And I had my writing computer for my books wasn't a streaming computer, so now I got a much bigger rig. Thank you very much to Rusty. Someone's telling me I can hear my own voice chatting in my own YouTube stream on the side of my mic, so that voice you guys were hearing is me on delay, probably talking to you. Just had my own second screen is my laptop. Alright, so here we are. We moved this one out, just leaving that one for now. I'm gonna have to build some scaffolding. We were sorting out the wall spacing. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, it is now 20. Just double checking that. Well, that's called glare. I think that's 27, right? Yeah. Well, maybe it's 45. Do is have these 27, this rank of the eaves, the breezeway is going to be 27s, and then we're going to have a much higher roof than Skagen's design, but this is what we're going to do. So if I'm going to timber frame that in, I have a technique I have 4 techniques, figure them out as you go, for floating the roof in over the top of the beams. Because you remember, you're building a frame for your house first, timber frame of the house, and then you're putting a roof on that. That's the spot. That might be the wrong button. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to find that spot. Because that will change the height of this guy. And this is one of the tricks with this, to get a third one in there. See what it did? It went to the far side of that beam, so this is tricky business to do this. This is what I watched on, just watched again, Skadgen's video. He was struggling. Valheim is one of the best, man, it's a phenomenal building system for those of us who really like to build in games. Yeah, that's not it. It is known as one of the better ones in the community of builder games, but it does have its quirks. This is one of them right here. Try to ghost this in there. I don't think I'm in there where I want to be. I could possibly live with that. Change the angle. Sorry for the glare. Glare off the clouds. You know, bright game. We have some gamma settings helping us. Probably need to build some scaffoldings here to oh, had it. I'm holding shift, which lets you free place, and I'm really close there. It's not perfect, but it's really close. Then you would float the corner piece above that. Gotta put it down so we can see where the... So this is one of the issues with these, is they don't agree. The two types never agree. For the very corner, I think we're going to end up doing no. No timber frame. The piece has the beam in it. I don't know if that works either. Yeah, that's too low. Maybe for the corner we'll have to do the 45. See if we can get that. It doesn't look right either, does it? Well? No. Well, just doing our timber frames. Don't worry about it. That's why I figure I'll be doing this for a couple of hours, just getting the first frame up there, and then spend a couple of days fixing it. And Rusty and City tend to do 7 days on Wednesday and Thursday. Thought they were going to go do that today, and give me that was my opportunity to do this without stepping on their stream. And then I will have a chance to come back in a couple of days. That'll give me some time to work on it. I mean, we're doing all kinds of other things besides just building in our little city here, our village, but grinding tons of resources for everyone. It's what I've been doing for days, including me. I've been like half here and half elsewhere. We've burned a whole forest full of wood in the kilns. First for bronze. That nice lady, pink lady, and I were cut down forests, and as soon as we unlocked bronze, we were getting everybody, you know, up to the next tech level is what we were talking about, right? So we definitely were in on that. Alright. The interesting thing about a odd number is there will be no center. There'll be one of those little X's up at the top or something that makes it a little more challenging to figuring out all the little angles, you know. If it was an even number, you know, there'd be a number 3. If it was 6 wide floor, there'd be a number 3 to have a peak at the center. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have that. We're gonna be 45 roof on the actual roof. Turn around. And it needs to float on that top snap. There's 3 snap points, and it's tricky to sort them out. Sometimes it's tricky to figure out even what line your angle your beam is on. Oh no! Well, that tells me that's not enough. We need to do more altitude. Probably should go from here. Should be able with core wood to do. I was saying, sometimes you gotta put it on the ground at your feet and get it to turn right to make sure. Yeah, way up there. Probably going to build scaffolding so I can double check all this and make sure I'm right and not fall to my death with every other step. I'm not doing the build camera thing. I'm not doing fly cheat code things. I'm building it authentic. that's part of the fun for some of us. Can't even reach that snap, so. I don't know what she's up to over there, but let's see. Here's the death report. Now this is a mod by Rusty that is available on the Thunder Store, which shows you that report that you just saw flying. And here's all of us. Down in the middle. I'm telling you, half of those were falling, stupid falling. When you don't have anything but 25 health, and you fall from a height, you often will die. And that's happened a few times. I was the baseball for a clubber troll. Knocked me quite a long ways. Had some packs of gray dwarfs of various kinds, and shaman was hitting me with the gas while a brute came up and hit me in the back of the head. Can't say I've had any really spectacular death to report, but those kind, you know. Let's see. I think I have to... Oh, it'll do it. Okay, good. Yeah, it does it fine. We have this log. Yeah, okay. Timber frame day. You see how that changed? There's 2 snaps there. For the most part, they look right. I'm gonna have to get scaffolding to get up and check and probably fix half of them. So my plan is to have 3 rooms in this barracks. One at the end is going to be the kitchen. One at the other end is going to be the armory. Because you've got, you know, more than a longship's crew of Vikings would be housed. Well, let's say a longship crew worth of one barracks. And truly, to make it truly right, you would want to put a bit of a belly in the building. So it's like say the footprint is oval shaped a little bit. I mean, it's got squared ends, but oval shaped, you know, a little belly to it. And then the roof would curve very gently, and essentially what they were recreating is their longship upside down on the beach is the design, obviously bigger, that they built into their house. So the Langahaus really was curved. Well, Valheim does not yet have subtle curves. There's mods where you can do it. A mod named Gizmo on my. I like to play with mods. I have Gizmo on my Sven roleplay playthrough. I have that mod, but we're going for just barely a vanilla plus experience here on Rusty's server, so we have a very short mod list. I'm gonna go inside and see if anyone's laid down. I haven't seen a message, but I took out my little stairs to get in, you know. But I'm gonna run down our mod list. Where it is. And this is all on the Thunder Store. Obviously, to do mods in Valheim, you need a Bepinek packs. That's kind of the you can mod. And then we have Azu Auto Store by Azamat and Crafty Boxes by Azamat. And so auto store means, like, you see me throw my inventory items on the ground, they are automatically sucked into some box in the range that has one of those items or more already in it. So that's auto store. So I don't have to remember exactly where it is, and I don't have to remember when I craft, because I go to the crafting bench and Crafty Boxes pulls it out from wherever it is. Now it's got to be in range, you know, it's 10 meters I think is max. We've got Valheim Gamma mod, and so Rusty has turned up the brightness. In the day that's a little bright when I was looking up in the sky. Sorry about that, but at night you can see. It's a video game. We realize we're showing you a video of us playing a video game. We want it to be brighter. And I will admit that I kind of browbeat Rusty into trying that, and he tried it and he stuck with it, so thank you for that, sir, humoring me. Comfy Auto Repair by Comfy Mods. So when you touch your crafting bench, boom, everything that was created by that type of bench, the workbench, is repaired. You're not having to go clink, 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 hit the hammer thing 6 times to get everything. You just one time, and then you go to the forge one time, and later on in the higher crafting biomes, you touch the magic table, and boom, everything one time is repaired that was built at that level. We have Target Portal by Smoothbrain. So I can do this. I'll portal up to the troll mine that I was telling you about, and you'll see on the map, you know, instead of having a portal house with 20 portals going to 20 different places across the map, you have to have 2. You have 1 portal near you, and you carry one along with you, and you go and you visit a crypt, and you go up on the roof of the crypt in the swamp, and you put a portal there, and you can walk through to any portal on the map. That's by Smoothbrain, called Target Portal. We have Plant Easily by Advise, Azu Extended Player Inventory by Azamat, Torches Eternal, meaning the fire and torches are automatically fueled, we don't have to touch them. Config Manager by Azamat, Server Dev Commands by Jer Cussels, and Rusty obviously plays with those, we don't. And then Rusty Heathen's Messenger by Rusty Laser Gaming is on there. So you want to look at, search for Rusty and look for Rusty Heathen's Messenger. So it's server messaging for community servers with sync toggles, sync welcome and reminder text, broadcast stream mode, alerts, death ledger, help commands, and then admin things. And that's Rusty's. He came up with that, not sure how long ago, matter of weeks, a month maybe, and it, I think we were playtesting it during the first week of this this run. We've been in this for a whole week, I think, maybe 10 days. And so when someone dies, you see a notice, and like I said, I can look up my own deaths, hit enter, DEAS. That's everyone. So Salion is a hell of a survivor, you know. My deaths. So, you know, I can see just mine, or I can see that full report. And I think when you hit the full report, the deaths notice message, everyone sees that it was pulled as a message. So, thinking I know what I got to do with that, it's going to be a little tricky, but all right. So we're still just working on the frame. Everything that has a angled beam of core wood on it will not be damaged by the rain. So that top beam there might be, I'm not certain. That pole out in the weather there probably will. I think these ones on the grounds probably will, because they're not attached to a angled core wood. But the rest of this should stay fine, which is kind of legit. It's how we used to build stuff. This is where I needed to come. Build the frame of the building first, and then put the roof on it, and then put the walls under it. And we'll see how that works. It's kind of hard to visualize, you know, and fix some things when you don't have the wall, so I might have to go to the wall step, the wall stage, I guess is what I mean. Don't know for certain that this is going to be that tall. Yeah, I guess it will be because of this. Now we're at 45s on the upper roof. The awning is 27, the upper roof is 45. It's going to be a very tall building. Yep. Well, that would make this easy. Watch that. Hitting Q to change the snap point, and didn't have it angled right, so often I'll come down and have it looking straight at it next to me so I can see correctly. Now when you do that from below, there's a different snap point sometimes from when I'm doing it from this beam snapping up, when I'm going to from that beam snapping down, as I did over here. Sometimes its altitude is slightly different, so you might come out with, let's say in real world terms, this side might be 1 inch lower than that side, and it might not match up. You know, that happens. Occupational hazard. So I was telling you about the saga of Sven. Sven went to Dvergr with Bjorn Ironside. And here's where I need the scaffolding I was talking about. Sven was the son of a jarl in Uppland on Lake Mälaren. There's a place called Dvergr. Yes, the same one. There's a real life place, and his father became the Jarl when his mother died in childbirth. Alright, Sven's mother died in childbirth. Sven is a twin, fraternal twins. The older brother is bigger. He's 6.5 feet tall and big, burly Viking, gigantic man. And Sven is a bit smaller. He's average height for today's, but under 6 feet in the Viking age was not a tall Viking. And so he was bullied by his older brother, held it against him that mom died giving birth to the second son. You're the second son, so you know you have the heir and the spare. So the older brother called Sven the spare son. And at 10, Sven was caught crafting something for a girl in the village. Salion, fresh meat. That's Rusty's mod working, and when someone joins, you get a notice. Everyone gets a notice. Yeah, see how that snap is a little different there? That one might be needing to be fixed later. Well, you know what? I do have a scaffolding here that I can work off. Yeah. Remember I mentioned that fall damage from no food? So, let's make sure we're on the right angle. You really understand when I put the walls on, when I put the roof on, why I needed this much room. on, catch the spot. Oh. We're probably going to go to real scaffolding because the roof is slippery. What? It's you know, it's troll hide, it's slick, you know, it's thatch. You know, OSHA would complain about my building technique probably. Alright, let's see if I can carefully make the jump. Yay! No. See why it was a question? Alright. So, Sven went to the Assault of Paris with Bjorn Ironside. How did he get to that stage? He was at 10 sent to a apprenticeship. Something wrong over here. Yeah, that is not the right corner. For this guy. He made something sweet for a girl, a crafty thing, and he was obviously he was teased mightily by his brother and bullied, and the father decided, you know, how about I send Sven, you know, off to learn a trade. And so the master craftsman of the village, Dvergr, was the shipwright, because you're bringing together all the various trade skills to learn to craft. Let's see. Somewhere I'm off by one. Yeah, I never changed this side. I never changed this side. Crazy. Where I changed the other side, I moved them all because I added one to the end. I never changed this side. So, it's partly distracted by storytelling at the same time. I am a storyteller. I have a book out. I've got another book about to launch. So, to get Sven safely, let's call it, away from his brother's abuse, he noticed, hey, this thing you carved for this girl was really nice. Gave her a little wooden carved pendant. Like, imagine the... How do I do this? I don't know how to do it. Ah, here we go. The ruby necklace. Yeah, you can't see it. The ruby necklace, imagine that carved out of wood with a deer on it. And he gave it to a girl in his village named Astrid. And the brother teased him for it, and the father realized, you know, maybe it's time. I'm getting old enough. I need to get this kid somewhere safer. Maybe, you know, he's showing an aptitude here. Maybe he wants to be a craftsman. So he spoke to the master craftsman of the village, the shipwright, for, you know, for the Jarl, the father's shipwright of the village. And that man's name was Hofert, sent Sven off on apprenticeships of a year to learn how to make ropes and to learn how to tar wood and make, look at that, that's quality right there. How to make seal hulls and learn, obviously he was good at carving, you know, so he spent a year on that. Learn how to make bows and various different things for not quite 10 years. In the 10th year, or close to it, he kept being sent off to far parts of the Viking world, even all the way up to Norway, and learning different things and coming back and with gifts. Here's what I made with this, you know, interesting gifts for everyone. And so he obviously had quite an aptitude for crafting. And so the final exam was, his brother dared him into it, which Dad kind of saw coming, I guess, because that was part of his plan. Was, all right, the last is pull all of these trades and crafts together, and make one. Yep, back here. Longship, which is the culmination of all these other trades, you know, and crafts, and you know, not that Sven had to be the best at it individually, personally, but he, you know, had to be able to hire and supervise and guide that craft into his design that he wanted to have done. Is this right? Let me get this checked. That's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now we're on track. So Sven had to know how to supervise it at the very minimum, and he did better than that. He kept coming home with good quality things every year. In the ironwork, he gave a very, very good sword to the father that was one of the woot steel style swords. These are very few ever were made. They were generally steel from India, and they had the ability to use blast furnaces and make steel instead of just iron, and they were renowned as some of the sharpest and best Viking swords ever, and we're talking in the numbers of maybe 100 or 200 ever in real history. And Sven made one of those and gave it to his father. Now, being the son of a Jarl, he, you know, obviously was able to afford with that purse string or that negotiation point. Yeah, this is going to be for my father, so not like he had to, as an apprentice, had to buy the thing for $10,000, you know, in today's terms. No, he was able to get it because of the connection. You know, we're trying to please this Jarl over here, who's an important Jarl for Bjorn's fleet. So that sort of thing. Pull that string. But he still was able to keep getting it done and make these amazing things. And it, you know, caught the attention of Astrid. At 15, he came home early or late to the maypole, and he arrived just in time, and he interrupted the flow, and older brother did not get to get his place in line that the brother had aimed at. Bjorn did. Sven did, I'm sorry. Got the place in line. And as you know, you whirl around, and you end up holding the hand of, you know, somebody of the opposite sex right there. Happened to be Astrid, which is what he planned the whole time. And they got married out of that. They were 15 at the time. This was an engagement. They would have had a hand fasting, similar to what this done on Game of Thrones. And got married when they were a little older, perhaps. And when Sven was finally home from his apprenticeships. So, obviously this jealousy, this sibling rivalry of the brother, Sven. Final exam was build the longship. It was, and his brother challenged him, make it good enough for King Bjorn. So he did, and presented it to King Bjorn, and he liked it. And I'm not claiming it was the greatest ever. You know, it says people were making up stories anyway. But King Bjorn went on the actual real-life journey to Paris on something. And I'm just saying, okay, that something was crafted by Sven. And much to his brother's chagrin, it was good. So, this is the fun part. To do this. What I have historically done is use that snapping point straight. Yep. Line up. Oh, can't see. Oh, because it's sinking in. There we go. Alright. Yay. That makes life so much easier. So, you will notice there's the top, center, and top in the center. And I want to go with... let me see. I don't want to die here, but that's not it. Yep, I want to go with the top. Snapping point? Did it twice. Just as I clicked, it snapped and fell. Let me anchor that. Yay, working. This is tricky, you need the other angle in. I'm not falling high enough to fall to my death, especially with 96 health, but see how that had the 2 snapping points on that, so that carries through the build. Alright. Well, we're having fun. I'm doing what I would be doing anyway. I'm just talking to you guys while I do it, so let me know, and crusty laser. Crusty laser. Sounds like an alt account. Hey, bud. I have Sven has his own account, and mine is at the Grey Warrior. Obviously, if you're on YouTube watching, you know that. Guess I did ask if they were gonna sleep. Let's try it. So this is a pretty traditional way I'll do my bed to fit the fine wood table in the room without taking up a lot of room. Extra, you can fit, if the spacing is right on the other end, you can tuck, like I have under the head end of this bed, I have a chest right there. You can fit one. I actually think that's as close as you can get, you know, unless you put some beams underneath. If you put some beams, like hit shift and float them onto the top of the floor, you can raise this up one so that the table matches those little side windows. And side windows, the little side. And I don't know that you can see my crosshairs necessarily, but you know, I'm looking at that right above my head. That there's one of those little 1x1 wood tile, you know, floor pieces there. You can raise the table up if you put a couple of beams under, like this. And see, this is floating on the wood. If you do that and float it in there, it's going to try to snap to the wall at some point. But you know, you can put this on the wood and then place so the legs of the table are on it. So you raise this whole thing up to match that height, where the table, see the blue, matches that height over there. Really can't hit it. And then the bed will be, you know, that much higher. And then it's real easy then to get another chest right next to that table leg. See that blue table leg? So you can do just like worked over here, only because the table's not actually there. This is underneath the bed. Anyway, there's tricks for getting things in here so that you can make a compact house. And efficiency build techniques. I guess we didn't sleep. I thought we did, but try again. Nope. No problemo. We've got so much each of these. What I need is the stuff for stam, and we're not going ahead. So somebody did touch apparently a cloudberry at some point. I'm guilty of that. We went on a voyage far to the north out of bounds. We were supposed to stay. I was talking about floating around the island, and we ended up going up a channel and kept going north until we hit a plains. Had to do a corpse run because, you know, we weren't ready for that at all. But one of the things I did find when I was running back was apparently a cloudberry bush had been whacked by the goblins, you know, that's what I call them. So we are having knowledge out of our area. We're intentionally going on a slow play. Yeah, I mean, heck, we could fight a boss, you know, tomorrow or something. Fight Bone Mass. I don't know. It's Rusty's server. He's going to decide. But if we slow play it a little bit, a little longer, we're going to be just ready with Fader in a very few days before Valheim 1.0 drops. I mean, we have to wait for that anyway, but if we speed run the bosses, then we'll be waiting 2-3 weeks. So we'll see how we pace it out. I don't know. Not my call, not my follower. And I voiced my opinion. That's it. He's the boss. He'll decide. So if we're not sleeping, probably need another extension to my scaffolding up here. And if I go one more, it might connect, I hope. Otherwise I'm falling. Yeah, okay. Our mine had a visit by OSHA, and we I don't know that we passed. We had to fire our employee. I think he was just trolling us anyway. Is that it? Yeah. Now from here I don't know that I can reach that snap point on the other side. Oop. Get caught in the corner now. Let's just see. Jump ball. We used to say if it works, it isn't stupid. I was in the Marines for a while. If you notice the names of my wolves, see there, I needed the fall damage available. You notice my names of my wolves. These guys over here have had puppies. So if you want to put in chat or in the video comments after the fact as a video, I'm going to have 2 wolves over there. There's 2 names available for a couple. These guys are Teufel and Hunden. And they were the parents of all these other guys. I probably need to donate. Now that I've got 6, I need to donate 2 of these off somewhere else. I'm never going to need any more than 2. It's just they don't roam wide enough. Probably need to donate them to the clan somewhere. The Viking clan, that is. And name the 2 remainders that you guys can help with that. Thank you. Hopefully. The other 2 remainders. Oops. Who's blocking my pro? This is not... You know, actually, I could leave this in. You know, it'd be interesting to have a... What did Bob Ross say? A happy little accident of a shelf level that I hadn't planned, but it materialized during the stream. And there you go. Suddenly we have a storage shelf up in the inside of the house. I think I'll leave that, and we'll when we frame up, you'll see what that becomes. So, oh, these guys. Doop, doop. Yeah. From here I can do it, but I think we can get by with doing just one side, and then I can put these walkways on the other side. Is that correct angle? Yes. Gotta do it quick, otherwise it'll fall. Made it. I think that was not supported because I took out the lower timber. So when I placed that one, something might have fallen, but I managed to secure it in time. See how that's not quite perfectly right? That's the sort of thing I was talking about, you know. In the meantime, before I stream and do this again, continue the build, I might fix things like that. So here's what I'm talking about. So when I broke that one and hung that one as an additional unsupported beam, it probably would have fallen if I hadn't done it really quick. So that worked. Whoa! fall off. It's food up. This is why, I mean, not just for me, but this is why I've been grinding resources for a week to not die from stupid fall damage. I can afford to eat good food. So what is it? 100 and what was that? 150 stam, and I think we're over 100 on the health. So that's decent food category we're in right now. Oh, yeah, here we are. I could eat the mince and the black, what is it, black pudding. I could eat those, but I'm going for the 2 stam and 1, I'm hitting the wrong button. 2 stam and 1 health is where I'm at right now. With full health, you know, if you have over 100, I think the maximum fall damage you can get in Valheim at all is 100. Like if you're knocked off a mountain by a stone golem, I think the max damage you can suffer flying off the side of the mountain, no feather cape, max is 100 when you finally hit the ground. So 25 obviously isn't going to cut it. I've died too many times trying to build from jumping off something stupid. Yeah, 111, that's pretty good. 111 and 150, that's pretty good food. Sausages, carrot soup, turnip stew, and there is one more veggie food that I could have 5 more health, but it's only 1 tick. These are both 2 per tick. See down at the bottom, healing 2 per tick. So I choose these guys at this stage. Alright, so I need to build a scaffolding around this side of the house. How did I have that? It was... Nope, it wasn't that. I've got the bees there, so I think I need to do it like this. Yep, I did it the hard way, but oh, that's inside the house. There's the one I placed. It's in the roof. See, this is a pretty common Valheim build style that we see people build, and you know, I'm just saying, you know, timber framing a roof, you don't put the beams outside in the weather. They're gonna rot. That's why you have a roof, to protect everything inside, including the frame of the house. So you don't put the beams out in the weather. So that is why I'm going to show a technique for, I call it floating the roof, you know, the roof tiles on the beams. And I've shown that in one of my Sven roleplay videos, or you know, one short and one long. It's, you know, they're taken from each other. Shows how to float a roof on the beams, and that's how the video is titled. Probably that's what the subject of the video is getting this up on instead of in. And there's tricks. There's tricks. Is this 45 or? Yeah. You see how that's up on the beam? So there's the simplest trick. So if I was to snap to this one, gotta get the right snap point to work. The beam is now inside, out of the weather. So that's what I'm talking about. Floating the roof on the beams. You see how that little sub piece of wood that's right near my face is on top of the beam. That is going to protect the beam from the weather. So that'll be how I do the roof. I need to, and I also like the style where it sticks off. You know, instead of snapping square to the edge of the wall like that, I like it to hang off half. And there's a whole technique to that. One of which helps, you know, if we just had the same, you know, the right number of spaces. Starting with this is half width in this direction, and depending on how many wall. Let's see, if you had an even number of width of a wall, and you started with this peak, the roof tile, the last roof tile will come right to the edge of the wall. If you're even number, let's see, odd number. Okay, that would be an odd number. So let's imagine that's 1, 2, 3. There's one of these on the other side. 1, 2, 3, and that's how big your thing is. This would be not hanging over the edge of the wall, right? So anyway, there's going to be a whole video I'm going to show on that. How to float a roof. I just showed you, you know, just showed you right there, a little quickie. So the nice thing about this is my house is still 100% intact while I'm building another house over and around it, which is kind of crazy, but that's what we're doing. So we've been going for 2 hours. I've been talking for an hour and a half. If you want to see where this is going, if you subscribe and hit the bell for the notification, you'll see when I do this again. Right now I'm thinking it'll be Friday and Sunday are my target days to finish the build. I think what I'll do is put this is probably going to turn into 3 videos because I can see putting just the walls and the roof. The roof is going to take a bit of time because I'm obviously doing it not so quick. Snap, snap, and it's in between the beams. No, I'm doing it much harder technique. It's not hard, but it's trickier and takes longer, and it's not obvious. So with doing that, I'm probably going to spend the day putting the roof tiles up, which would be your next step, because you want to cover your entire build site, including your walls. You know, if I do this and it rains, the wall's still out in the weather. You know, see how that beam is turned? That beam is turned and this beam is turned because they were exposed to the rain, mist, and whatever. Rain. Whereas the ones covered by the angle were not. Ones covered by a roof, that does not happen. Even if the rain's kind of coming sideways, it doesn't turn them green like this. So anyway, so if I was to put the walls up, they're exposed to the weather. That's what most people do as their first step. They'll put down a floor, and then they'll put up the walls, and then they'll put the roof over it, and they never bother timber framing it. So again, this is what I do. I like to build it a lot more authentic. These corners are going to be super tricky. We'll work it out. Probably have to snap one of the angle roof beams in there and then snap this up under it, which will make it a little shorter, like probably about that short. But anyway, not a hard technique, not impossible. So I'm going to do this again Friday. I'll spend a couple hours after 7. I'm going to target 7 o'clock again, and we'll get the roof on, and we'll go for walls, and then we're going to work on framing up decorating, I guess is the words I want to do. Say the inside of the house. And if you want to watch that, like I said, please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and you'll see when I come to do that. This is that mod. Watch how that sucks those pieces in. If there's something in there of that type, it sucked in the regular wood. There was one in the corner that was still, and it sucked in the core wood, and this doesn't have anything, so. All those build pieces that were falling to the ground out of my reach aren't here because they were sucked back into the chest that had a space in it. Anyway, let's have a look. Oh, I built a doghouse for Teufel and Hunden. I should probably feed them. Let's see. They've been eating fine, obviously. If they fought anything, they've healed, but look at that. It was a little tricky to get this. I had to build it. I laid down a rectangular beam on the ground and floated one on top of it. And that's not exactly the height of a half wall. Not exactly. I could have done a half wall too. That would have been easier, but I didn't do that. And then the corner, you know, it's a 2x2 square wall, and then the ends, it's a little deeper because there's the 1x1 square walls, and they're all snapped except for the first two beams. I just floated them in there to get the height the way I wanted. The second time, the first time I couldn't get in there, and then obviously to get that little headroom I had to float those beams in there too. Every one of these on the face except for the center is floated, which is not terribly hard to do. To do plus one more in there with them would have been harder. Anyway, doghouse. Alright, so that is looking good. I am going to change. This is exactly what I had in mind for this end. I'm going to change. The other end is going to have the turn. So the 45 is going to aim that way and tuck in. So these beams that are on the end that are pointing out straight up are going to be deleted. I'm going to aim everything towards the middle. And I'm going to have a pocket there, you know. This is going to be a sloped angle roof. Inside of the A-frame is still going to be there. And so it'll be a smoke hole at the top is kind of what I'm driving at. So the kitchen will be on this end with all that above it. It's going to have one of those stone fireplaces and other fireplaces. So it's going to have eventually a oven. So it's going to need a smoke hole. But that'll look a little bit like the rear of a stern of a ship too, you know. Now, my friend Blast shared with me a video about how with vanilla, legit Valheim legal vanilla methods to get a curved roof. And it's using the signs, and what you type in the sign somehow creates snapping points. I couldn't figure it out. I'll do this in the future. My Sven long play roleplay saga, I do plan to do that. But I just was learning how to do, you know, just examining how do you what, and I didn't do it yet. So I saw a missing beam up there. Haven't even tried it yet. What he was telling me, and so I'm gonna watch the videos and get some experience. I only heard about it a couple of days ago, and I'm like, you know, I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna study that idea and see how it works. But the legit authentic roof would be very gently curved, not 27 degrees, but like 5 degrees into a nice gentle curve. And if you look at that video by Skagen that I mentioned earlier, I think it's in the description of this video. When you look at it as a video, it's in the description. Based on the real barracks for Vikings that I'm working on here. Skagen didn't do that either. He did this frame is pretty much like his frame. He did the walls first. I'm doing the, not walls first, I'm doing the timber frame first. Otherwise I'm doing the same, essentially the same building as he did. And he's a fantastic builder. It's just I'm doing from the frame up, not the beam, not the walls up method. And I like this. Anyway, I'm gonna start babbling and saying the same thing again, and then I'm gonna start babbling and saying the same thing again, so I better get off. It's kind of one of my things when I get tired. And I love the look of that. It's like my house is eating a house. Oh, I love it. Somehow it looks different on the other end, doesn't it? But it is the same. Maybe it's just the angle of saying it. So the only thing to do is turn that into a pocket up there. I'm not really planning to have a second floor, but based on this over here, I think planning to have a storage overhead. It's probably going to happen. This is way overhead though. I don't know about this high, but I like that. I like that idea of having a shelf up here, you know, instead of having the chests all over the floor. I'm going to have them up there where you can just reach up overhead and touch them. That sounds like a good idea. So the floor space is clear. I was thinking about making it even wider, and I realized, you know, the snap points are make it hard, you know. If I made it one wider, I'd be in the red up there, so I can't do that. So having storage off the ground is going to be the save for keeping my floor space open. Alright, well, thank you people. Appreciate it. It's been fun. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun. Let me know in the comments. Any questions? Any suggestions? I don't know everything about building in this game. I've only got 1,500 hours. 1,000 of those hours were probably building something, not playing hard boss run stuff. I'm learning a ton from this guy. Blast Metal is wow. Wow. This is his crafting foundry. I'm sorry, foundry. With iron crates so that the output we can get up here and we can fill coal into the sides. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And he built a crafting house over here. Try one more time. I don't know if the people are sleeping and I'm not, but it didn't work a minute ago. But maybe they've made it to their beds yet, so that I can sign off in the sunlight. Try one more time. Definitely like to shut doors when you come in the house, because critters might wander by and whack at you, but when you have puppies, they will wander in. And I call them puppies and dogs when they're tame, not wolves anymore. It's just what I say. But yeah, they're not sleeping. See that? Gotta love them. Come here, pup. Now, my bridge has a gap in it so that creatures can't come through, but I've put that there on purpose so that the dogs can get through. And obviously I didn't fix it yet, so... So you can run through that gap. Need to have just one more thing. If you walk, whoa. See that? Dog came to try. Man, I've got like 3,000 wood right here. It's kind of crazy. When you walk through that, if you're right there, see? If you're slow and these two on each side weren't there, you would definitely fall through. But that prevents most creatures from getting through there. I've had the wolves at a run get through there, but not normally just walking will they get through there. They get that caught in a hole, tipped up half on their back feet, you know, kind of thing, or something happens. Well, thanks, Seth. Says it's looking great. I need something to, you know, chime or flash. I got the sound turned down because you guys said you could hear me. I need something to chime or flash so that I can see when text happens. Got my laptop next to me as my second screen. Running my own YouTube channel video. Yeah, I like it. Alright, guys. We'll see if we get enough stone from our quarry. I'll go give you another tour of the quarry talking next time when I come back. But I'm going to let it go. Come here, puppies. Oh, you were on follow. I didn't know you were still on follow, but... Get you. You guys are this side of the place. I just keep looking for things wrong, but you know what? I'm gonna do that when it's daylight, and I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. See you next time.